Equity. I want to encourage you, if you didn't hear the last message last Sunday, go back and go through that. And I want you to learn to study. Learn to what? Study. Stop going through each message. You need to make sure that you learn to study what you're hearing and let your spirit catch what God is doing. Can you say amen? I want to start out with a little bit of a mixture of what we discovered last week, that God has done the work on the cross, and the blood speaks greater things. And as we come to realizing what God has conquered on that cross, I want you to understand that cross has done a lot and has given us all kinds of spiritual blessings in heavenly places. How many know that God has given you some things? You got some inheritance in the spirit. Somebody say, I have inheritance in the spirit. Don't you ever forget, God is not making it up as he goes. You're in discovery. Somebody say, I'm in discovery. This is the difference between the Old Testament church and the New Testament church. The New Testament church was supposed to live by the Spirit to come into reality of understanding the discovery of what Jesus has done. The Old Testament church loved to stay in the religious cycle because they're still calling out God to make him do something. It's two different perspectives. Somebody says two different perspectives. And God is calling us to be a New Testament believers who are living by the new way of the Spirit. Somebody say the new way of the Spirit. The new way of the Spirit was trying to confine you, not to try to call out on what God needs to do, but for you to come in the realization of what he's already done. And that would be your confidence that you understand what he's already done. Somebody say he's done it already. Come on, say he's done it already. Well, what's my responsibility? My responsibility is to come into the knowledge of him. And the more that I come to know him, the more that I come to realize what I am already. He's already created me to be from the foundations of the world. Can you say amen? That's why he said, for those who look inside of a mirror, if you don't forget what you look like, guess what? You're going to come to encounter everything that you're called to be. And one thing I love about Believers Connection is you're learning, watch this, this is what you're learning. You're learning how to stop playing church. You're learning how to stop making church your identity. And you're learning to understand why you're here. Because once you start taking up that responsibility, you're ready for discipleship. And watch this, now people don't have to fool you to make you excited about what you think you are versus knowing who you are. It's a different type. And what I desire, what God desires, is to get his people in today's society to get out of a certain type. There's a type of church. There's a type of belief system. There's a type of mentality. He said, I need my church out of that type. Because that type is fooling them to believe about me what they don't have to. They're letting fear fool them to make religion, make them a promise that it'll never fulfill. That's what religion does. It makes you a promise that it can never fulfill. But by the Spirit, but by the new way of living, you come in response to your spirit and understanding and undergird your submission to what God is doing to make you who you ought to be. Somebody say it's not too hard. Stop making this hard. It's not hard. You just got to catch it in your spirit. That's what we're here for. Can you say amen?